As Damian Lillard's time with the Portland Trailblazers has come to an end, so has 11 years of loyal partnership with the franchise, staying true to his words all these years until he felt the franchise was not capable of acquiring him enough help. Despite Lillard being the Blazers' all-time scoring leader, making 7 All-NBA teams and dragging them multiple times to the playoffs, they never managed to break through. This leaves us with one final question. Was Lillard's time in Portland a failure? Drafted 6th overall in 2012 out of Weber State, Dame came into the NBA chill as ice. He just buckled up and got to work. Although he didn't impress with his vocal prowess, he let his performances speak for itself, straight from the get-go. In his NBA debut, he dropped 23 points and dished out 11 assists. No theatrics, no drama. He had this steely confidence that you could just feel, that he carried over into the rest of the season. And in a late regular season game versus Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers, he scored 38 points and dished out 9 assists. After the game, Kobe came out saying, "Man, that boy is serious, and he's not afraid of anything. He has the whole package." Damian Lillard had already established himself in the NBA and was a force to be reckoned with. In Lillard's first season, he led all rookies in points, assists, minutes played, and threes made. And in doing so, Lillard kept a promise to his mom and crushed it by winning Rookie of the Year. Imagine being in a draft class with beasts like Bradley Beal, Andre Drummond, and the most hyped NBA prospect since '03 draft, Anthony Davis, and still standing out. The dude became the 8th NBA player ever to sweep all the Rookie of the Month awards and was just the 4th guy to nab Rookie of the Year with a unanimous vote. Talk about a grand entrance. Fast forward to his second year in the NBA, and even though Dame's stats were pretty much the same, the Blazers stepped up their game. He and his partner in crime, LaMarcus Aldridge, both made the All-Star cut, and Portland danced their way into the playoffs as the 5th seed. Guess who they met first? The Rockets, with James Harden and Dwight Howard, and let me tell you, people were betting big on those Rockets. But hold the phone, 5 games in, and the Blazers were leading 3-2. They were this close to breaking a 14-year playoff series win drought. And man, talk about a thriller. Game 6 had only 0.9 seconds on the clock, and the Rockets were up by 2. Everyone thought we were heading to Game 7 in Houston, but they forgot one thing. The Blazers had Lillard. And that's when game time became Dame time. Alright, everyone and their mom thought Aldridge, Portland's main guy, was getting the final shot, but no. Dame slides open out of nowhere, gets the rock, and drains a deep 3. The dude turns into an instant legend. He just struts off the court, ice cold, until his teammates mob him and tackle the guy. In Dame's first run at the playoffs, the man was a machine, averaging a solid 25.6 points and 6 rebounds, plus nailing nearly half his threes. Unreal. In round 2 against the Spurs, he's still solid with 19 a game. But let's be real, the Spurs were just too much to handle. The Spurs took the series in 5 and went on to eventually win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Fast forward to year 3, and Dame's stats are a carbon copy. 21 points, 6.5 dimes per game. Homeboy clinched his second All-Star spot. So, the Blazers hit a rough patch after losing in the first round of the playoffs. LaMarcus Aldridge and other starters just dipped, leaving Dame to hold down the fort. It looked like the Blazers were in for some hard times, but they scored big in the draft, selecting CJ McCollum with the 10th overall pick 2 years prior. This guy lit it up as a starter, making sure Portland had not one, but 2 dudes dropping 20 points a night. And Dame, the man, upped his game to 25 points and 7 assists per game. The Blazers rolled back into the playoffs like they didn't skip a beat. Now, they got past the Clippers all right, but the Warriors were a different story. Even though Dame was on fire, averaging 31 points, they couldn't take down the Dubs. The next season, more of the same. Even though Dame was averaging 27 points, he still got snubbed from the All-Star game for the second year. Guess what they did next? They traded for this beast of a center, Yusuf Nurkic. The guy's a game changer. He runs the court, grabs boards, and sets monster screens. Sure enough, they make the playoffs again but get steamrolled by the Warriors. Fast forward to the next season, Dame's not messing around. He's averaging 27 and 6, finally making the All-Star and All-NBA first teams. The Blazers finished third in the West, but get this, they got swept by the Pelicans in the first round. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. So, you know how the Blazers bombed out of the playoffs? A big chunk of that was because Dame just couldn't handle being doubled up on pick and rolls. End of the day, he clocked in a measly 18 points, was bricking shots left and right with a 35% field goal, and nailed just 30% from downtown. Oh, and let's not forget about those 19 assists and 16 turnovers. Yikes! It was a hot mess and really made Dame and CJ look like they couldn't hang in the postseason. People started whispering, hey, should Dame ask for a trade or what? But hold up, Dame's not about that life. The guy went full on Rocky over the summer. We're talking endless hours of game tape and gym time. He comes back next season not just in shape but evolved. The dude quickly turned into a pick and roll wizard in the NBA. Now he's reading defenses like children's books and making all the right moves. Nowadays, he can smell a trap defense coming from a mile away and kick out the ball before it even happens. Or he just waits it out, splits the defenders, and dishes to an open teammate. If they try to sag off him, Dame is gonna rain threes on you from deep. His step back, pure artistry. Man, one of the best in the league. When he's one-on-one, he's either shaking you with a hesitation dribble or blowing by you like you're standing still. So, 2019 was a game changer for Dame, right? The dude leveled up big time, especially in the playoffs against OKC, slicing through the Thunder's defense like it was nothing. Fast forward to Game 5, the clock's ticking down, and it's a tie. Everyone's expecting Dame to make a beeline to the hoop, but nah. He pulls up from way downtown, like 37 feet, and drains a buzzer beater in the head of Paul George. The series is over, the Blazers win, and Dame, cool as a cucumber, waves goodbye to Russell Westbrook and says, hey, it's Dame time, remember? Now round 2 has its drama, Blazers vs Nuggets down to Game 7. They pulled it off and moved on to the Western Conference Finals, a stage they hadn't hit since the year of 2000. They even had a shot at dethroning the Warriors, especially with KD sidelined, but no dice. Draymond, Klay, and especially Steph with 36.5 points per game were too good, sweeping the Blazers like routine house cleaning. Offseason drama, you bet. Dame was in the last year of his contract, and Portland was sweating bullets, thinking he might chase greener pastures, but Dame's a real one. He's loyal, still trains with his college coach from Weber State, and when new guys show up in Portland, he's a welcoming committee. Dinner, city tour, the whole 9 yards. Oh, and let's not forget he snagged the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award for being a stand-up guy in the community. So yeah, Dame's pretty much the total package. So, Dame, the man, the myth, and the legend, bagged the NBA Teammate of the Year award, and again, like, the dude's just not about the bling from other teams. He's committed to the Blazers. Flash forward to 2021, and Dame was still crushing it, averaging 29 points and 7.5 assists. But the playoff jinx? Yeah, it was real. They only got as far as the first round again, even though Dame was an absolute beast against the Nuggets. After 9 years, the Blazers said bye to coach Terry Stotts and brought in Chauncey Billups. But fate had other plans. Dame was sidelined with an injury in 2022, so we never saw a Chauncey effect. Fast forward a bit more, and CJ McCollum is now hooping in New Orleans as of 2023, as the Blazers' experiment with 2 small guards has come to an end. Good news though, Dame's back in action, putting up 27 points and 7 assists per game. And get this, since he entered the league in 2012, nobody, yeah, you heard me, nobody has been more clutch than Dame in the last 5 minutes of tight games. Dude's 11-year NBA track record, it's like highlighting a reel of Dame time moments that have rocked every team at least once. Oh, and you know that iconic wrist-pointing celebration? That's Dame telling us all, it's Dame time. Classic. Guess what? Dame's been crushing it, 7 times on the All-NBA team. Plus, he's on that elite NBA 75 best player list. Oh, and don't sleep on his shooting. Top 10 all-time in sinking threes and nailing free throws. Yep, the man's a legend. Did Dame flop in Portland? If you're only counting championship banners, then sure, it's a letdown, but hold up. The guy's been a total game changer for the team, the city, and even the whole NBA. I mean, the love between him and the fans, that's real. His ride or die loyalty to the Blazers, priceless. And let's not forget, as a player, the dude straight up fired. So, calling it a failure? No. It's way more nuanced than that. To turn the script, the franchise never managed to get Dame enough in help to eventually compete with the Golden State Warriors. Damian Lillard's time in Portland may not have yielded a championship, but it's been a journey filled with iconic moments and significant impact both on and off the court. If a ring is your sole measure of success, you might say he failed. But if you value the contributions of a player, then Dame's tenure has been anything but a failure. Therefore, remember that success isn't always based on the number of championship rings when you watch a Blazers game. And on that note, we're out.